I finally stopped feeling like a starving artist when I figured out how to take my love of music and turn it into an actual business. A lot of artists kind of struggle with this, figuring out how to make money from the thing that they love to do. And I was in the same boat for a very long time. Backing up for context, I spent 20 years playing live music as a drummer. I spent 15 years doing it professionally, and I spent 10 years doing it at a pretty high level, playing arenas and playing on sessions as a session drummer in Nashville, Tennessee. So life was pretty good, but no matter how high I climbed the ladder of corporate musicianship, let's say, which isn't really a thing, I never felt like I fully was able to escape that need to hustle 24/7 to try to make a little bit of money here, to try to make a little bit of money there, to survive and subsist off of doing the thing that I loved. And more importantly, and kind of on a deeper level, I never really felt like I was making a massive impact with my work as a musician. I always felt like there was something better or more that I could do to contribute to other people besides just playing the drums. Now, I have always felt that music is a fundamental expression of our humanity, and that live and recorded music are incredibly important to the cultural fabric of the world. And you probably feel the same way as a music creator. I mean, making music is unlike anything else in the world. I love it to pieces. It is so much fun and it is so important. However, I think one of the things that I got wrong for a long time, and that a lot of artists get wrong, is figuring out how to take the thing that we love and use it to add value to the lives of other people. I think often we end up doing it for ourselves because it makes us feel good, without thinking about how we can do it to serve the world around us. This took me, figuring out all of this took me on this journey of kind of self-discovery to learn how I could take my talents and the things that I love to do and actually make the world a better place. And though I didn't know it at the time, this whole journey kind of ended up being what I've come to understand is a system called Ikagai. Now, Ikagai is a Japanese term meaning a reason to live. And I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, because this is one of those cases where I've only read the word and I've never said it out loud. So if I butcher this whole video, please forgive me. Now, as a citizen of the internet, you may have heard this term before. Basically, what this is an overlap. It is the combination of determining what you enjoy, what you are good at, what people need, and what they will pay you for. The confluence of that in the center is your Ikagai, your reason for living, your reason for getting up in the morning. Now, in my career as a professional performing musician, I spent a lot of time in the sort of like top right quadrant of this chart, what I enjoyed and what I was good at. But I always struggled to get a handle on the bottom left corner, which is what people need and what they will pay you for. Now, as I developed my career, I've figured out more ways to monetize my skill set and get paid to play live shows, get paid to play on sessions. But I always felt like I was just another drummer in a sea of drummers. I wondered, is another drummer what the world really needs? Or are there better, more important ways that I could give back and serve other people with the gifts that I have as an artist? And maybe you have asked yourself the same question. Maybe you, like so many other artists that I talk to, feel like you're kind of screaming into the void, both on social media and through releasing music. I mean, I know firsthand how disheartening it is to work really hard on a song and release it and have nobody pay attention to it. And you talk about it online and nobody seems to care. And you feel like you're just sort of spinning your wheels, trying to get people to listen to your music, trying to lean into the thing that you think you're supposed to be doing because you're so passionate about it and you love it. You've figured out what you love and you think you're good at it, but the market isn't really responding to what you're doing, and you're wondering if you should keep doing it or pivot or whatever. So if this sounds kind of like you, then let's talk about my path to discovering my Ikagai and how that might help you unlock your sort of reason to live. Okay, so if I had to say there was one like seminal moment in my life that kind of changed the trajectory of my career, I would say it's the day that I posted my first vlog on YouTube. Now, I've since unlisted a lot of these videos because they're super irrelevant to what I talk about now, and most of them are pretty bad, but I will link to this video in the description of this one if you want to go check out the very first time I decided I'm going to commit to hitting publish on content on the internet. And I think you'll have a good time watching it. So for me, this whole journey kind of happened in 3 distinct stages. Number 1 was creating content that I enjoyed making. So these early videos of mine were all over the place. And maybe you feel like you're in that place too, where you don't know what the heck to talk about. All you know is I like making this type of music. and I have no idea what to talk about online. I don't even want to talk about stuff online. I don't even want to hit publish online. Totally get that. As somebody who hits publish online a lot, I understand. Some days I don't want to show up and do it. However, this is the game, and this is how we win the game currently. Sharing ideas, sharing what interests us. So what I did is I just started making videos about what I liked doing or what I was currently doing. At the time, I was rebuilding this studio down here, and so I would make videos about me soldering audio connections one day and building wall traps another day, and I even made videos about my kids, which only my family would watch, and I realized very quickly that was not my target demographic, so I pivoted back to only music. But it wasn't until I started making marketing videos about releasing my own work and trying to discover how to promote it that I actually started to find some traction. And so that led me to stage 2, which is paying attention to what people want. If you're creating content online, pay attention to the things that resonate with your audience. If you're not getting any views or any engagement and you get a video or a post or something that does get engagement, try to figure out why and then try to double down on that. It's not to say that you have to stick with that for the rest of your life, but narrowing in on the things that work will allow you to simultaneously answer what people are wanting from you, lean into the things you are good at, and scale up the sort of attention base for what you are creating so that you can expand later. So for me, what this looked like was making more videos about trying to figure out how to promote my music, and more people would comment on those than other videos. And then I would take those comments and questions, and I would use that as fuel for additional videos, which I still do this, by the way. So if you ever comment or ask questions on any of my videos, just know that I'm watching that, and I might answer your question with a follow-up video. It's just the game. So as I did this, I would start to get more and more DMs, more and more emails, and then I would have other questions to answer, and people would ask me for help in different ways I hadn't yet considered. If you keep going, as I did, what you might realize is that there is an overlap of all of these questions that will help you to see what it is you enjoy, what it is you are good at, and then what it is people need. And those are the first 3 overlaps of discovering your circle of confluence of Ikagai in the middle. And so the last thing to do, stage 3 for me, was to figure out how to create tools and products and services to solve other people's problems. As musicians, as creative people, this is one of the most difficult pills to swallow. If we're making music and we're releasing it and nobody's listening, that means either one of 2 things. A, you're not marketing it well enough and people just haven't heard of it. And when they do, it will be okay and you'll get more attention on your product. Or B, you haven't figured out exactly what you are good at yet. And what you are currently doing is not delivering value to your audience. The way every business works, including making music for a living, is you have to make a product or service that adds value to the lives of other people. We may not like it. It may sound selfish. It may sound shallow, but it's the truth. People don't spend their currency on things that do not bring them value in some way, shape, or form. The 2 currencies are money and time. And the way we define time nowadays is attention. People will either give you their money or they will give you their attention. Those are the 2 ways people invest into what you have to offer. And if you are getting neither of those things, you are not making something that people find to be valuable. Now, as an aside, let's take a step away from this for a second. If you're making music only because you enjoy making music and you don't care who listens and you don't care about making money, that is totally cool. Music is a hobby. Have fun. Enjoy it to its fullest. Keep making a ton of it. Live your best life. But if you have the hope of actually making a financial return on your creative pursuits one day, then let's come back to the argument at hand. This applies. Now, my original reason for hitting publish online for any content at all was to create music of my own, upload it to DSPs, and make my full income off of streaming and monetizing my music and selling merch and stuff like that. That was the original plan. But as I went down this pathway of creating content, I started getting more questions from people and realized that the way that I could help others was not just through making music, but through a business that helps people market their music. That's what I discovered about myself. That was my Ikagai. It led me on this path of self-discovery where I ended up in a place where I never even knew was an option, quite frankly. But I'm so glad that I did end up there. So if you're trying to figure out how to get started, just start and know that you may end up in a place where you didn't necessarily expect to be, but it might be more fulfilling than you ever really could have imagined. I mean, for me, serving others through my business, DuPree X, is so much more fulfilling and rewarding than playing the drums on stage ever was or creating music of my own ever has been. This, finally, I feel like I've reached a place where I can actually help other people in a way that is unique to me. So if you are struggling to figure out how to find purpose and meaning in your work and do what you love to do and make a little bit of money off of it, try the 3 steps that I did. Start creating content that you enjoy. Pay attention to what people want based on their engagement, attention, replies, comments, all of that. And then figure out a way to deliver value to those specific people in a way that is unique to you that you can monetize and earn a little bit of money off of a return. Now, I'll go ahead and warn you, your journey will not look like mine. You'll end up in a place that is not like mine. Maybe for you, it is making music full-time as an independent artist, making original work and monetizing that original work. For some of us, that is absolutely the case, and that's what the world needs from you. For others, it's not the case, and that's okay too. We all need to contribute in our way that is specific and unique to us, but in a way that adds value to the lives of other people. So if you're struggling to identify what that looks like for you, maybe this video has been helpful. I hope that it gives you a little bit of inspiration, if nothing else, on your journey to just keep going, keep making things you love, and pay attention to the details if earning a living from your creative work is your ultimate goal. So that is it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this. If this has helped you at all, if you found this to be valuable, then I hope you'll go deeper with me every week and subscribe to my newsletter, The One Thing. Every Tuesday, I send out one thing that I am either thinking about or testing to succeed as an independent artist. So if you do want to subscribe to that, I'll leave a link to do so in the description of this video. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.